Hola everyone, and how are you doing on this hump day? I'm just getting a few things set up here, hanging out with y'all. But once we get some sound up, some feedback up on the old monitors, let me know what you think of the sound, if I gotta crank it up a little bit or if it's pretty good. But either way, it is a happy Wednesday day. We're going to talk crypto. We are going to talk CPI data. We're going to hang out and talk with each other. So yeah, just chilling out right now this morning. I know it's an early one. We got CPI data out. We've got yucky market action that we got to talk about, which, such manipulation. I mean, come on now, right? What's the deal with this? So yeah, let me know what y'all got going on. We've got about a half hour until CPI data comes out. So until then, we got questions, we got comments, we can rip on stuff, we can do whatever the hell we want because it is Wednesday, it is hump day, and we have an amazing group of people. Michael Semino says the sound is good. Andrew Butcher says hello. What's up, Andrew? John Page is checking in. Sup, John? How are you doing? How's everyone doing? I've been, I don't want to say like I've been gone for a few days, but I kind of have been, right? I mean, I've been recovering from my race. I'm just a little, a little tired, so I haven't been posting as much. I know. I'm just a little tired just from all the racing stuff lately. So give me a few days and I will get back up to speed. John Page is from New Zealand. Love it. Mr. MU22 says, am I late to the live? No, you're not late at all. We're here. XRP King Duck. I love that name, by the way. XRP King Duck. I just think that's a very creative way of doing it. Is checking in with us as well. Chris is checking in with us as well. Rooster Brewster is like, yo, it's early in the morning. I've got brain questions. Rooster Brewster says, I'm debating biting 11K into Sol XP, Link, and XLM and get into my Roth IRA. Hello. Look at that. Some Roth IRA questions this morning. Matthew's like, hey, Klaus from Kilgore, Australia. The Hawk, otherwise known as the Trick, but we're going to call him the Hawk in the show. Hawk is hanging out with us saying happy Wednesday. Too Damn Dangerous is saying good day. Klaus, good day to you. Hawk, hope this day does you well. I know you've had a little bit of shake-up in the household, but here's to hoping that the bond grows even stronger, sir. I got to admit, Hawk, that with me it is tough, right? My daughter did move back in with us. It was a little bit of adjustment, but honestly, it's gotten way, way better. NSSK Warclaw says hello from Poland. Well, hello to you. Tax-free gains, it's what I'm hearing. Yeah, Roth IRA, you don't pay your taxes until you cash out. So for people wanting to play those pools, that's not a bad way of doing it. CPI data is what we're going to be talking about big time today. Hopefully we follow the course of the UK because the UK came out with super juicy CPI data. The problem is, and I think a lot of us out here, Trick included, can say, yeah, I get that the data looks better, but we're still paying a ton for everything. And that's true. I think there's a little bit of a disconnect. And Trick, you brought up the idea of not just things becoming more expensive, but also things that we buy becoming smaller, right? So even the things that aren't more expensive, the size of them is smaller, chocolate bars and so forth. And dude, you're absolutely right. They do that with drinks out here, man. It's totally crazy. Let's see here. So, Matthew Withrow says, is it good to expect the unexpected? Any off chance of a rate cut after Canada and a letter to the Fed from the government? Okay, so it was Canada, it was Denmark, and it was the Eurozone. I don't know. Let's do this here. Let's check out what the odds are from the people that make money on this stuff, because they have been like really accurate. And I got to be honest with you, he's going to be pausing until he sees more consistency. Okay, we need like this right here. Okay, we're talking about like pausing in rates. We need to get into the twos. We haven't hit a 2 point anything yet. If we get a few reports in the twos, you bet your butt we can have rates come down. But as of right now, there's a 99.4% chance that rates are going to stay exactly the same. Terry and Barb Ab says, watching it work on the line building Jeep seats. That's freaking awesome. I bought a Jeep yesterday. How freaking cool is that? My son and I are going to do a fix and flip, a little father-son action. Thought you'd like that one. Pretty cool, isn't it? Crypto.com? No Crypto.com. We got a little CoinMarketCap.com, where what we're talking about right now is over the last 7 days. Look at the only thing not red is Tron. Tell me that is not like... Tron is the biggest piece of crap out there. It's the most manipulated thing I have ever seen. I would not touch Tron with your money. Seriously, if you guys were to give me like $1,000, I wouldn't put a penny of it into Tron, for real. So look at that. Tron, the only one in the last 7 days in the green. Everything else has been red, except for Monero. Monero's got a little bit different one on that. Retract that. I'm from New Zealand, Klaus. Well, thank you, John, for letting us know. New Zealand in the house. Holland here. Good middag, Klaus. I would assume that is good morning. That might be my guess. I mean, my Dutch isn't the best, so I'm just throwing it out there. But yeah, the markets. Let's do that, okay? Let's talk a little bit about the markets, and let's open this up to y'all, because I know you have questions, and I have questions too, and I want to hear your thoughts as well. And we're not going to get CPI data until 8:30, so we got 25 minutes to hang out, do some questions. Here's my question to you, okay? Look at all of this here in red over the last week. Look at this heat map where you're like XRP sub 50 cents. Look at ICP, $10.20. Aptos pulled back big. Optimism pulled back big. XLM is under 10 cents. Let me ask you this question. A lot of people out there are proposing this idea, okay, that they want us out of the market, that this manipulation that you're seeing, like when the entire market crashes, that this is them wanting us out. But let me ask you this question. If they pushed us out, then who would be propping up the money? Who would they be making money off of? See, what people fail to understand is like you know, like when the GameStop and AMC stuff was going on, okay? GameStop, AMC, all that kind of stuff, right? And we talked about manipulation with short sellers and all the naked shorting and all that, okay? Trust me, they didn't want people out of GameStop and AMC. They want people to buy it so the shorts could use them as exit liquidity. And that's the same thing with crypto. If they crash the entire market like you're seeing on the right-hand column here, where everything has just been deeply in the red, okay? Think about that. If they want everyone out, who are they going to make money off of? They're not going to make money off of each other. They want to make money off of retail. So it behooves the people that are in power, they want us buying. They want us buying and hodling so that they can use this for exit liquidity. How could they make money if more people exit the market? So when you see people saying, hey, the market's rigged, they want us out. No. They want us in. They want us in because they need to make money off of us. That's how it works. Otherwise, if retail money isn't in, then the banks and the bigs are just making more money off of each other. No, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. They get their money from retail. So be very careful here with the narrative of like, oh, they just want you out. No, they don't want you out. They want you in, because the more people that are in it, the more that it's worth, the more that they could dump onto us. Loving summertime hanging out with us this morning, Klaus. Caspa's here. Yeah, Caspa's not doing too bad either on the old heat map. Let's take a look here. Caspa deep in the green. Check it out. Almost at 17 cents. Check it out. Up almost 7.5% last 24 hours. All right. NSSK Warclaw says they're saying you are the crypto specialist. I don't know about that. I just tell it like it is. And seriously, the like it is this. And Reverend Funky's hanging out with this. Robert Melvin. What's up, Rev? How are you? Oh, Canada. Yeah, did that give you the chills right there with my booming voice? Hold on. Let me do a little bit deeper, a little bit more raspy. I got a little bit more phlegm. Are you ready? Oh, Canada. See, that's even better, man. Trick is right. The hawk is right. They want all your money. And that's the point. So when you look at this heat map and you're like, bro, the market's manipulated. Yes, of course it's manipulated, but they don't want you out. They want you in to make it worth more. That's the big deal. They make it worth more. Too Damn Dangerous says the elite's buying cheap. I understand that principle of the elites buying cheap. But then who else is going to buy it? If you keep suppressing the price of it, okay, no one's going to want it. And that's kind of the whole thing. You still have to make this product wanted. And I want you to think about a couple years ago, okay? Let's zoom out just a little bit on these charts, okay? Look at 2021 and look at 2022. Remember when like XRP price was crazy? I remember when like the majority of crypto, like everything was way high. Dude, that's what they want. They want everything super high so that they can make money off of it. Otherwise, what money is there to be made if we're just moving from 48 cents to 54? It's like, it's not as juicy. It's not as exciting. It's not worth the risk. And this is a risk versus reward proposal. So just be very careful about the narrative. One of the dumbest narratives I hear out there, okay? You're going to love this. You're going to love this, okay? One of the dumbest narratives I hear out there is people saying, well, if you're not a fan of crypto, just sell it. That's the dumbest shit. No, tell people to buy it, not to sell your stuff. You want it worth more. More. It's an Illusion says in the future, or I'm sorry, It's All Illusion says they do shake people out from time to time. I believe the shakeouts, though, I believe are more from bot and algorithm control. I think that all has to do with math. I think it has to do with math, with risk, reward, and global macros. Simone Spencer hanging out with us. Simone, thank you very much for the support. I appreciate it. Simone says, good morning, Klaus. Congrats on your race. Well, thank you so much there, Simone. Yeah, the race was freaking awesome. To give you an idea, here you go. I got 5th place. It was freaking awesome. We raced all night long. The race started at 9 p.m. We raced in the dark and went all the way till 9 a.m. It was really, really freaking cool. In fact, here, let me show you something. It kind of gives you an idea of what I was looking like. And don't worry, we'll get back to crypto questions. I just wanted to say, a little shout out to Simone. This is what the track looked like at night. Check this out. This is the track at night. All those little lights there, those are headlights from other runners. This is how dark it was. As soon as I turn off my headlight, you cannot see any of the trail I was on. You can't see nothing. I flip my light back on. I'm like, oh, I'm back on the track. So yeah, what you're seeing up on the screen, these are all people's headlights that are racing with me. And this was at night. This was really, really late at night. So yeah, it was really cool. It was headlamp gear. It was nighttime gear. It was freaking awesome right now. Totally, totally loved it. And SSK Warclaw says you're live in Polish TV business program. Well, thank you. That's really cool. Shout out to all my Polski friends out there, right? Gotta love the support. Brady B. Hall says the ISO certified projects are taken down, are talked down these days. You know what? The reason the ISO stuff is being talked down is because you can move the money with stable coins too. That's the big deal. You can move money with stable coins. Think of USDC, okay? Everyone talks about bridge currencies and stuff like that. And here's the problem. Ripple's chain, all that stuff is open source. Well, so is Stellar, which means you could easily make a copy and you can make it cheaper. You can make it easier. Starlight Oracle says hello from Australia. Good day, mate. Or what's the female version of mate? Like, good day, Chiquita. Good day, Feminita. Like, dude, that's my shitty Australian accent. I'm sorry about that. Roadrunner, dude. Trick, I gotta be honest with you. If you were to ask me, would I rather run 100 miles on the trail or would I rather run 50 miles on the road? I'll take 100 miles on the trail any day. Running on the road on asphalt pounds your joints. Your joints just take an absolute beating on asphalt. So yes, I would rather run on the trail. So here's the deal. All right. Market obviously manipulated. We all can agree with that. But now what's the market manipulation for? What's the benefit? Right? I mean, seriously, what is the benefit right here? And I think the benefit right here is that this keeps the market from, I guess, just going out of control. But it also tells me there's probably a whole bunch of wash trading going on. And I wouldn't be surprised if you've got a lot of big walleted bots trading back and forth. Kind of what you would think of like what a market maker does, but without the market maker tags. It's super easy to do in crypto. Trail runner. Yeah, dude, seriously, Trick, I would rather be a trail runner. I love the road stuff though, Trick, because when it comes to road, you can compare like to like. So like if I do a 12-hour road race in June, I could do another 12-hour road race in like August, September, and it's totally like for like time-wise. If I do like a 100K trail race and another 100K trail race, the trails could be totally different. Simone says, spooky looking in the dark. Dude, it was. They had bears, they had snakes. We were up in the Georgia mountains where the Rangers do their mountain warfare training camp. If you want to be a ranger, that's where you go to get certified for your mountain training. It was really cool. I got a whole bunch of cool stuff. See? Rangers lead the way, baby. Look at this. I got this cool, awesome soft towel. I got a whole bunch of cool stuff from the race. It was super cool. It's all an illusion, says facts. Even a good treadmill is better than asphalt. Oh, dude, I would rather crawl on a treadmill than run on asphalt, man. For real, it's totally crazy. Brady B. Hull says, what about tokenization? Better use case than currency. You know, I like the idea of tokenization, but it's going to have limited applications, right? I mean, look, part of it is we want to touch physical things, right? Like if I want to trade cards, okay, just don't make fun of me, okay? Just, guys, look, I'm a White Sox fan, so don't make fun of me. But, like, if I want to trade a little bit of Luis Roberts and Frank Thomas, I want to physically touch it and trade it. All right? That's it. Touch it and trade it. Tokenization, not bad. Tokenization, great for keeping a register of things. Great for accuracy. Great to prevent short and naked selling. Oh, naked short selling. Sorry, I said that backwards. So, yeah, definite benefits. Matthew says, my health professional says it says only run if you're being chased. Wow. I always say that too. The best part is I always say that when my wife and I go like hiking or when my son and I go in the mountains, I go, just remember, you don't have to be faster than a bear. You just got to be faster than the people with you. The bear will go eat the slow one. I'm usually the fastest in the group, so I don't have to worry about getting eaten. Reverend Funky says, I won't even run for the bus. Trick hanging out. The Hawks is Simone Spencer. No way I'd be running in the dark. Yeah, we had to do a safety meeting actually before the race. It was very interesting. The race safety meeting. The race actually itself was held on an airstrip. Okay, it was a crash landing airstrip, and it was really cool. And then the warning though was about water moccasins and all sorts of rattlesnakes and all sorts of stuff. They even told us, they're like, look, if you see a tree branch on the trail, that's not a tree branch. That's a snake. And we're like, oh, shit. Kamai Dua says CPI data when? 14 minutes, my good man. It's coming at 8:30 Eastern time. So, yeah, let's talk about it. How do you all feel about the market being manipulated? For no reason. And Matthew, thank you for helping out. That's why I love chatters in this group. Because the chatters and all you are going to help each other out. So thank you, Matthew, for letting them know that it's 14 minutes. But I mean, like, how do you feel? I was literally, right? I was packing up my stuff, getting ready to go to the race, and I saw the market just, like, melting down. My phone was just blowing up like crazy. And I'm sitting here, and I'm like, you know what? This is just a mess. And the biggest part is, okay, do you guys remember, like, when 9/11 happened, okay? So in the United States, when 9/11 happened and the planes crashed and all that, the entire market crashed. Well, I get it. If like planes are crashing into your buildings, yeah, I totally get it. But what caused the crypto market crash? I mean, really, was it Roaring Kitty's kind of like dud of a speech presentation? Nah, you see what I mean? It's what would cause the entire market to crash, and not stock markets. not commodities markets. And that's my whole point. You know crypto is manipulated AF. Matthew says dumped leading into CPI, so I expect a bit of a pump. Matthew, seriously, that's the best thing that I have heard yet, because a lot of people were thinking they're selling off into CPI data because there's still too much optimism priced into crypto. When you look at the differences between the crypto market and stock markets, and it doesn't matter if we're talking the FTSE, it doesn't matter if we're talking the NASDAQ, it doesn't matter what index we're talking about. The crypto market is much more optimistic than our stock markets are. And we're even talking like Australian stock markets, Japanese stock markets, Deutsche Bank, German supermarkets and all that. Roaring Kitty is a fake insider. Yeah, Roaring Kitty was probably bought out by now. For real, Roaring Kitty's probably bought out by now. But my point here is that you've got like all these markets out here. These markets didn't react, but the crypto market did. I mean, think about it. XRP is still under 50 cents. XLM is well under 10 cents at 9.8. That's pretty messed up, man. It is pretty messed up. Yeah, it was a crash landing airstrip. So at any time, if the sirens were to go off, we had to vacate the airstrip and just let the plane crash in there. It was really freaking cool. It was held at Camp Merrill, where the Rangers go, and there was active training at Camp Merrill. Dude, it was freaking awesome. So freaking awesome. Glenn says, hump and dump festival today, or with better words, pump and dump. Well done, Glenn. I gotta love the action. Ryan says, do I do anything for joint preservation? I lift a lot. I do lots of mobility work. I lift like 4 times a week. And I'm not like talking about like bodybuilding lifting. I lift for strength and stuff like that. I'm also really big into hydration and really big into stretching too. Anti-inflammatories every so often, a little bit of muscle relaxer here and there. But Ryan, other than that, I just make sure that I rest a lot. I use a lot of compression gear, and I make sure that I just don't overdo it. Yeah, that's the best thing. I just don't overdo it, and I just kind of build up over time. Simone says, I feel you, Trick. Klaus is definitely that guy because I'm a weenie hut junior when it comes to anything with low visibility. Yeah, it was something, man. The race was epic at nighttime, and that was the hardest part. The hardest part about the race was around like 2, 3, 4 in the morning when your body is telling you to go to bed, and you're like, no, I gotta stay out on the track, and I gotta cut laps and beat people. And it ended up being, I went as far back as 20th place. That's how far back I slid because our aid station tent got like completely messed up, so I had to stop racing and help my son out. But yeah, we went from 20th all the way down to 3rd, and we ended up as 5th. So it was pretty cool. Matthew says, how's your OnlyFans going? My OnlyFans isn't going that well because I'm just putting up a lot of feet pics, and the problem is I'm an ultra runner, so it's probably not the best feet pics to put up. So thank you, Matthew, for asking. No, for real, I don't have an OnlyFans. Maybe I should. Remember when Silverstein said, pull it, and Building 7 collapsed? I do remember. Melvin says, Canadian beachside in Crystal Beach, Ontario. For real, I need to get my way back up to Canada here real soon. Speaking of soon, CPI data is in 9 minutes. We are expecting, all right? We are expecting CPI data to come in the 3s. Nothing juicy, though, today. All right, I've looked at a whole bunch of estimates. They're saying, okay, we're going to get a little bit lower CPI data, but not enough to get the Fed to change rates. That's the big thing right here, okay? Yeah, feet pics, it's closer to 8 inches. Yeah, dude, my OnlyFans account, if I had one, would be raunchy AF. Like, for real. I do not hold back. I'm a pretty raunchy fella, everyone. But, you know, market manipulation, utility, it's crazy. It is. It's really crazy, and I think a lot of us out here get beat up with the idea of hodl long. And hodling long hasn't really benefited many people at all because the market has been a constant pump and dump festival, and people have been able to make some good, juicy returns on that pump and dump festival. Cardano. Let's talk just a smidge about Cardano real quick, okay? Cardano. You got Charles out there complaining, oh, but we got utility. Oh, we got this hard fork. Oh, we got that hard fork. No one cares about that shit. People care about what's sexy. People care about what's hot, right? I mean, for real. Seriously, that's for real. They want what's sexy and they want what's hot. And I think we have to recognize when we start looking at like crypto, okay? Solana. Why was Solana hot? Well, we got rid of Sam Bankman-Fried, who him and his friends were probably some of the biggest SOL buyers, so we got rid of that mess. Dogecoin, okay, we know how meme works, right? A little bit of Elon tweeting. Toncoin, we know about the partnership. We know about SHIB and meme. Tron, we know about manipulation there. So yeah, it's just, you have to look at what is the real use cases. And I think you have to start asking yourself that as a really good question. Real use cases. Like real, like not the, sorry, I'm still very like gross here. Hold on, give me 1 second. Let me get something because I'm going to hack up some phlegm and I don't want to do it grossly on cam. I'll be right back. All right. Sorry about that, everyone. I still kind of getting rid of this nasty chest cold here, and I don't think you wanted to watch me blow my nose and hack all over the screen. So sorry about that. But yeah, let's just talk about it. Okay. So I mean, you've got real utility, and you have to ask yourself, what is real utility? You know what I'm saying? Like real utility isn't us trading this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not real utility. Real utility is people actually using the action en masse. All right? En masse. Moshtaba Navavi says, what's the best case scenario for today? Because there's two big announcements. Best case scenario is this. CPI data comes in mid-twos. If we could get a 2.5 to 2.7, that's really good. The second best case scenario would be Jerome Powell's not a jerk on the mic. He's going to pause today. All right. And by the way, there's another stream at 2 o'clock. We're going to talk about the actual rate cuts, rate pauses, etc. So best case scenario, you get CPI 2.5, 2.7, maybe 2.8 the market would be happy with. The second best case would be Jerome Powell's not an ass, and he goes, you know what? We're seeing inflation across the globe soften up. We can do some softening here soon. That would be best case. Matthew Withrow says gas fees and so forth. But it's not just about gas fees. It's more like what do you use it for? Like, there's a lot of people that use PayPal. So I can get that, right? I can get behind utility. It's not just people trading PayPal stock. They're actually using PayPal, right, to send money back and forth. NVIDIA, it's not just a bunch of people trading it, but what it is it's a bunch of people buying their GPUs. It's a bunch of people buying their hardware, buying their services. So there's a usage behind it. Because AI can solve and save a bunch of people money, AI is going to be big, you know? Ryan says, is not a tokenized marketplace better, faster, easier, just an upgrade? It is. A tokenized market would be way better because you would get faster clearing of things, and you would also get a better ownership. Part of the things that really screwed us all up was, remember when GameStop was paused? Dude, they were naked shorting this stuff. There were more shares being traded than there were available. That's bad. But if you tokenize stuff and you blockchain the action, you won't have that problem. So there is a definite use case for that. Definite use case for that. Yes, HBAR, definitely trying to recover. But what's the problem with HBAR? The problem with HBAR is, again, you've got all of the influencers out there, all of the shillers telling you all this crazy stuff about it. When yes, is HBAR good? Of course. But is HBAR as great as they all say? Are as many people using it, or is it just people trading it? Edwin, everyone give Edwin and give Simone a big thank you. Edwin dropping support on the channel. Well, thank you very much, Edwin. Edwin with a little bit of euro action. Yeah, I'm going to say it. Euro action. CPI data coming out in 3 minutes. Edwin says, thanks, Klaus, keeping us up to date every day. Yeah, I do apologize, everyone, because I have not been posting as much the last couple days, and it has just been because of the race. My body is still trying to get back to it. I stayed awake to to like, I think it was like 40 something hours straight. It was a really, really long day. So I'm just trying to get back up into speed. So once I get back up into speed, I'll start posting a couple times a day again. And thank you for the support, everyone. I really appreciate it. Glenn says, tomorrow from Fetch, the Ocean Singularity will be finished. Then ASI is available. Sorry, merge. It's all an illusion. Says, I think Hedera might have the most attractive devices now. And I do. I think you have to start thinking about that. It's not just what's going to be sexy in the short term. It's also who's going to have a product that we can get behind. Okay, you remember that whole good for nothing blockchain article we talked about? You remember that? And people were really pissed about it because people were like, yo, you're a piece of poopy and all that kind of stuff. Let me find that. Let me find that here real quick. Give me a quick second here, because I wanna bring that up in big size. So give me a second here. I'm gonna go through a couple files here. I've got it handy. I just gotta find where the big one is that I can zoom up on. Give me a second here. It should be 840 something. 840 something. Where is it? Where is it? I'll find it. But either way, okay, so yeah, here it is. I've got it right here. Okay. Here's part of the problem, all right? People are like, oh, XRPL is going to make things moon, right? Dude, total network fees in 2023 is $583,000. So it's not like you're going to get a squeeze on gas fees. You know what I mean? What about XLM? Here, I'll move XLM. XLM made $80,000 in fees for their chain. So it's not like you're going to be making money on the chains. And I think that's where people got to start paying attention. Where is this money really going to come from? And I am going to keep hitting refresh up on my screen here. Why? Because CPI data should be coming out to let you know as soon as it drops. Let's see here. I'm going to keep refreshing. Remember, we're hoping for something in the mid to upper twos, but most likely we're not going to be expecting anything that juicy. As soon as the new CPI data pops up on the screen, I will be sure to share it with you. Here we go. 3.3 is the number. I've got it right here. We came in at 3.3. So yeah, you're not getting crap, man. You're not getting crap. 3.3 is CPI data. So the CPI data in the United States is still way hotter than what it should be. 3.3. Now let's just be real here. Who here thinks it's housing and energy? Right? Housing and energy. Here we go. The consumer price index for all urban consumers was unchanged in May, seasonally adjusted, rising 0.3. More than offsetting a decline in gasoline, the index for shelter rose in May, which means houses are still going up. Come on, everyone. You remember when everyone was touting, oh, there's going to be a housing crash, and this guy right here was like, no, there's not. There's not going to be a housing crash at all. Nope, housing is going up. Oh, this is good. The energy index fell 2% month over month, led by a 3.6% decrease in gasoline. That's good. That's good, but 3.3 right now is the overall data. With a 3.3 right here, if we zoom out, here's what's going to happen, okay? Look at this. This is sideways action. Jerome Powell's not going to cut rates when it's sideways like this. And a big thank you to Trick. Trick says, thank you. Get well soon. Everyone, give Trick a big thank you as well. Trick, I feel pretty good. I'm really phlegmy. Like, you see what I mean? Like, I feel good. I'm just coughing up the stuff. Moshtaba says, so higher for longer. Exactly. And see, this is what I'm talking about. Jerome is not going to cut rates, and you're not going to get laggards in the crypto market to moon if this stays sideways like this for longer, right? We wanted this to come down a good chunk like this. We did not get it. Instead, we went sideways. So what are we thinking right now? All right? What are we thinking right now? For the United States, we're not going to change rates until this breaks. This has to break. 3.4 was way too high. Is the market expecting it? Yeah, totally expecting it. Blowing my nose? Dude, been doing it nonstop. It's crazy as could be. So here's the deal. What's going to happen with Jerome Powell and the Fed? he's going to take a pause later today. CPI data, it's still housing that's completely out of line, man. Oh, okay, here, let's talk about what else increased here real quick. The indices that increased in May included shelter, medical care, used cars, and trucks. Wow. So used cars a little bit up there. PM says warm, hot honey and lemon in sorts, and maybe it's rates too. Housing is up, up, up. Housing is way freaking up. There is such a housing shortage where I live that the new homes that they are building right now are selling like so fast. They can't even keep up with it. In terms of how does the crypto market look? We look all right. It's not too bad. How does XRP look on the news? Well, let's zoom in a little bit and see if the market liked the announcement of 3.4. No. A little bit. I mean, this little baby candlestick right here, that's about it. Rudy LaPlane says, New York used car dealer says he's dying way below average sales. Yeah, totally true. The car market itself, because of how expensive cars are and now how expensive and high rates are, the car market's bad. There's a dealership by me. The only thing they have on the lot is super high-end trucks. I just went there the other day. I think like the cheapest truck I saw that was new was like 60-something thousand. The majority of the trucks were 70+ thousand because it had all the high-end options added on and like the dealer packages and so forth. So yeah, you're right. It's used cars the prices aren't good enough yet. Rates are staying high. Inflation, this isn't what we needed. UK's inflation dropped quite a bit. So yeah, I'm sitting here thinking, you know what? Jerome is going to be stingy today. And I wouldn't be surprised if now, because of what we've seen, okay, because we now saw this 3.3 BS, that Jerome could even be a bit more hawkish, kind of like Trick the Hawk. And we might have to like appoint Trick as like our rate master, like d'ans, which means the year in French, d'ans. And because Trick has been the one telling us no rate cuts this year. And man, I'm telling you, looking at this with CPI data being nasty, with housing being nasty, it's not going to work. They're going to keep rates higher for longer. Miguel Casillas says, XRP only went up a little bit because Bitcoin dragged its laggard ass up with it. And that's why I follow rates. See, the reason I follow rates is once rates get lower, the whole market, even your laggards, will come up. All right? They will come up. All right? Problem is, if rates are high, there's only so much money to flow around. Toncoin, look at this. Have you noticed that Toncoin is resilient to this kind of stuff? That's because there's massive real utility and there's massive venture capital dumping into Ton. All right? So that one's going to get quite a bit of financial protection. Quite a bit of it. Trust me on that one. Now, in terms of the rest of the market, yeah, it's not that juicy. In fact, look at this over the last 7 days, all right? Let's just talk about what's happened. Last 7 days, Bitcoin down 2%. ETH down about 5%. BNB 10, Sol 8, XRP 8, Doge 11, Cardano 5, SHIB 12. So the majority of the market is pretty down. Moshtaba says, do you think he will raise rates? No. Moshtaba, I think there's too much political pressure on Jerome Powell right now to raise rates. Here's the thing. Even though Jerome Powell and the Fed, okay, even though Jerome Powell and the Fed have said so many times, we don't cave into political pressure, I do believe that there is some political pressure, and I believe that that political pressure is going to tell him, don't even think about raising it. He's going to pause for longer, I don't think. Yeah, Trick is right, he just can't. There'd be too much negativity by raising rates right now. So I think we're going to be set with the rates where they're at right now. We're going to be looking at this 525, 550 basis point action. In fact, here, let's do this. Let's reload these rates right now and to see. So right now we're at 99.5%. Chris B is right. Canada did drop rates. Blame Canada. Blame Canada. They're not even a real country anyways. Blame Canada. I was watching South Park lately, so I kind of been on a South Park fix. Who else dropped rates? Denmark. What about the European Union? Yeah, so we've got a bunch of people out there, a bunch of players dropping rates. And when you drop rates, more people can spend. I want you to think about this. Do you remember when XRP was juicy? Around 2021 in 2022? Rates were low. Rates were super low. And here's the best part. Rates were low. That meant more people could buy cars, more people could buy houses, more people could do business loans. The economy expanded at that time because rates were low. So even poor performing companies in the stock market were pumping. Everything was pumping. Every crypto was pumping. But as rates went high, the only cryptos that pumped were ones with real utility. Real utility. Thunderstruck 55 says, if anything, they will drop them in November as it gets closer. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Rudy LaPlane says, but Elizabeth Warren, Senator Pocahontas is demanding Jerome cut rates. Yeah, look, the Dems, if Jerome were to cut rates before the election, the Dems would be the ones benefiting because they're the ones in control right now. So if we start getting some softer rate expectation, that would help the Dems. What do the Republican needs right now? They need the economy to tank so that they could say, hey, look what the Dems did. We can do better than them. It's all a game. It's all a game, everyone. Reverend Funky says you think you might cut him in August. Let's start looking at these contracts. How do you guys feel about that? Let's do that. Okay, let's look at the July contract. July contract, not much of a chance. There is no August contract there, Reverend Funky. We skip August and we go to September. Look at September. There you go. Before the election, we've got a 50% chance. 50% chance to drop rates in the September contract, which would be right before the election. Christopher Thornton says, do you think the movement of BRICS shifting the world reserve currency from 95% to 22% will have an effect on the Fed cutting rates? The thing is you will have more and more people pivot, but you're also going to have instability with BRICS nations. Remember, there are certain BRICS nations like India that are struggling right now economically. So it's not like BRICS is a powerhouse, right? And I think a lot of people have to understand that. BRICS nations, like especially Russia is fighting insane inflation. They're also fighting insane spending with the war. Also, Russia's big money gobbler is oil. Oil hasn't been as high. So it's not like BRICS is super strong. And that's the thing. I think a lot of people out there are like, yo, but BRICS this, BRICS that. It's not like BRICS is like a whole different like planet. No, the BRICS nations are still fighting inflation. The BRICS nations are still fighting massive debt to GDP ratio. The BRICS nations are also fighting a whole bunch of sanctions. There are a bunch of BRICS nations with sanctions. So just because they're on BRICS doesn't mean that they're going to have like this juicy rainbow yellow brick road action. I said rainbow road because I'm a Mario Kart fan. Come on now, Mario Kart players in the house. That's the thing. So don't think that like BRICS is just going to be like rising like the angels from the ashes. That would be a phoenix, not an angel. So yeah, don't think BRICS is going to be this magical answer. The whole globe, the whole world right now is having problems with inflation. The whole world is having problems with the spending and debt to GDP ratios. Quite a few BRICS nations are tied up into skirmishes and wars, which means spending is going to be through the roof. So yeah, I get it. BRICS looks attracting, but remember, why does BRICS look attractive? Because a lot of the shillers and influencers out there have been telling you, oh, BRICS XRP, oh, BRICS this, oh, BRICS is going to screw the dollar. Dude, remember what I said in the beginning of the video? You don't want the dollar to go soft. Why? Because you want a strong dollar to help propel global markets because the dollar is tied into so many economies out there. You also don't want market manipulation because you want more people in this to make sure it's worth more. Exit liquidity. You need an exit liquidity. Robert Melvin says, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't. I don't think Biden is even going to make it till then. Okay, so I was looking at some Vegas odds. Biden is the favorite right now to win the election. It's looking like a Biden-Trump thing, and it would be Biden winning the election. Vegas is basically saying that because Trump was found guilty with the charges, that's going to take some people that were in the middle, shift them more over to the Democrat side of voting. Now, we still got lots of time left, and we know there's going to be a few bombshells drop before things happen. But remember, UK's got a big election July 4th. So for Trick and all my other fans across the pond and fans of the channel, remember, July 4th is going to be a big day for you as well. So, market manipulation, rates going sideways. What about real utility? I mean, I think we really have to address the elephant in the room is so for the people out there saying, well, XLM, there's going to be so much building on the chain. There's not shit for building. They only collected $80,000 in gas fees. So it's not like Stellar is making any money. No one's really making money off the action on the chain. You're like, well, bro, XRP's chain is making a shitload of money. No, they're not. They only made $500,000 in 2023 on chain fees. So it's not like there's a lot of usage going on. That's a big, big, big problem right here. So I think we really have to start looking at this stuff and start saying, well, wait a minute. How are these companies going to make money? And how are these native tokens ever going to gain any traction? How are these native tokens here ever going to moon if people aren't using the chains, if people aren't using the products on the chains, and you only have speculators? That's a big problem. That's a big, big problem. I mean, just throwing it out there. Melvin is saying my money is on Trump. I'll take the odds. All right, Reverend Funky, I got one for you. So Deaton, I'm just throwing it in there, okay? The odds for Deaton aren't even listed in Vegas yet. They're not going to list Deaton until it's like it would be a Deaton Warren runoff. Seriously. So for everyone out there that thinks Deaton is going to take Warren's seat, ain't going to happen. Moshtaba says the world earns in their currency but spends the money in dollars. That's so true. That's why you want the dollar to remain strong, because there's a lot of financial activity tied to the dollar. Marvin Cuervo says, nice, lower than expected, good enough to stop the bleeding. I mean, like, that's the problem, though. You really think that this is low enough to stop the bleeding? 3.3 isn't good, man. 3.3 is not good at all. I mean, that's a big issue. Look at this. This is the problem. We went sideways. This inflation, right, was doing really, really good. I got the United States inflation CPI numbers of the last 5 years. This is what was happening. We were going down nicely, and then we went completely sideways here. And this sideways action, that's the scary part. If this sets up high prices for longer, you are going to have a very slow growing 2020s. And when you have a very slow growing 2020s, what's going to happen is companies are going to look for ways to save money. Why? Because the earnings won't be there. So if a company can't make more money, what are they going to try to do? They're going to try to save more. Which means what? Which means layoffs, which means AI, which means a whole bunch of cutting cost measures. And Trick is right. 3.3 is very bad. 3.3 is not good. Like 3.3, and the fact that it's staying high like this longer is really, really bad. Because this means that our laggards out there aren't going to perform good. Our laggards are going to stay unsupported. See, the reason Toncoin really looks juicy here at $7.19 is because there's only so much money to go around. All right, there's only so much money to go around. So that money is funneling into projects that have the best odds, not every project. 818 MacGyver says, this is all intentional. They're breaking the system for a great reset. If there was a great reset, and the great reset had to do with crypto, I'm telling you right now, people are lying to you. There ain't no gas station. There ain't no grocery store. And I'm sure as fuck not going to accept crypto for payment if someone wants to buy something from me. No. I'm going to want cash or I'm going to want silver and gold in spendable quantities. Crypto is not the answer. And I think that's the other narrative that's out there. That, oh, the great reset, they're going to crash the system. That's all bullshit. That is all bullshit right now. Because think about it. If you crash the system and paper money isn't worth anything, do you really think you're going to be able to walk up to a gas station and be like, bro, I've got 100 XRP. I'll trade you 100 XRP for a tank of gas. That guy is going to look at you and say, go fuck yourself. Give me some cash. Give me some booze, Jesus. Give me some booze. Give me some herbage, some cabbage, some weedage, some cannabis. Give me some naughty stuff. Give me some gold. Give me some silver. Give me some food. If the system crashes and the system resets, crypto is not the answer. What companies out there accept crypto for payment? How many of you right now watching this could go to your local grocery store and buy your groceries with crypto? How many of you watching this right now could fill your car with petrol by spending crypto? So no, the system is not going to crash and crypto is not going to be the saving grace. It's just not going to happen. The infrastructure is not there for it to happen. So 818 MacGyver, the problem we have is there's a lot of influencers, a lot of shillers, and some of them are really deep in the red with their holdings that they're sitting there, they're going, oh, let's talk great reset. Let's talk about crypto saving things. Crypto won't save anything because no one accepts payments. QueryMan 183 says, did they cut rates? That's happening at 2. They will not be cutting rates, everyone. They're going to be keeping rates higher for longer because inflation is not coming down at all. We're now going sideways. We are at essentially 1 year of sideways action in the 3 for rates. That is very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. If rates stay higher for longer, if inflation and expensive food stays higher for longer, as a consumer, we get used to it. And we get used to it, what happens? They start cranking prices higher on us. Why? Because we're used to it, right? So I want you to think about this. I want you to think of someone that's weighed 300 pounds their whole life. 300 pounds feels normal to them, doesn't it? Okay, they might have a little bit of sore knees. They might have a sore lower back, but they're like, this is life. I function at 300 pounds. This is my normal. So if they gain 310 pounds, they're like, oh, this isn't so bad. I was used to 300, 310 is nothing. That's what inflation is doing right now. It's high and it's staying high for longer, so the shock is gone. But what happens if you weigh 150 pounds and then overnight you balloon up to 300, right? That's a shock to the system. That's bad. That is like intolerable. People can't tolerate that. That's not what happened here. That's what happened in 2021 when rates jumped. But that's not what's happening here. Rates are staying the same, which means high prices is becoming normalized. You're becoming immune to high prices. 2 p.m. Eastern time, QWERTY, I got your back. 2 p.m. Eastern time, we're having a second live stream today. Hang out with us. We're going to actually be doing Jerome Powell and the Fed's decisions. So rates staying high for longer is bad. Crypto will not save the system. Why will crypto not save the system? Because no one takes the shit as payment. So if you own a shitload of Sol, if you own a ton of HBAR, do you think you right now can go into your grocery store and spend HBAR? No, you cannot. So no, crypto will not be saving the world. That's just another narrative that these shillers and pumpers have been feeding you to use you as exit liquidity. Now I'm going to throw a name out there. It rhymes with the rectum. You know, a little bit of Zach Rectum. Zach Rectum slipped here recently and said that his XRP average was at $1.50. So why do you think the rectum wants to pump XRP saying, oh, XRP is going to be worth 100,000, XRP is going to be worth 1,000? Because there's a lot of these influencers out there that bought way too freaking high. They bought the hopium. They bought the FOMO. Now their holdings are worth way, way less and they're trying to dump it on you. So be very careful with the narratives out there. Moshtaba says, value of currencies compared to the dollar is extremely down. When I earn money, I don't have anything left over the interest to keep it to the side for emergencies. Yeah, that's a big problem. So globally, the strength of the dollar isn't just about the strength. It's about the tradability and how it ties into financial markets globally. The other big problem we got right now is we got people not using the products. But that's the whole thing, Frankie. You say one day H-bar will take it, but that's the thing. So my question to you is, no one's doing it now. And how long has crypto been around? Crypto's been around for years, man. Crypto has been around for a long, long time. So how come more people aren't taking it for payment? Because there's more people using H-bar as a speculative asset, not as a usage. That's a really, really big problem. I want to see what's in his red folder. What red folder there, Reverend Funky? Huh? Ugh. So that's the deal this morning. CPI inflation is rough. The market's looking a little bit better on the news. I want to see what Jerome Powell says later today. What kind of questions and comments do you all have? I mean, do y'all out there buy the narrative that crypto is going to solve all these problems? How is it going to solve problems if to get into crypto you have to spend money? Right? 818 MacGyver, good comment here. 818 MacGyver says, crypto is not going to save the system, but CBDC will allow the government to control all your spending and issue carbon credits. That I agree with. You do not want a CBDC. If you get a CBDC in your country, you are screwed because the government can control you with it. That is not what you want. Trick is right. Uncertainty is a killer. Do you know what uncertainty is, everyone out there? There's an analogy we use here in the United States, okay? The analogy is this. People like to sit on the fence, right? Sitting on the fence is you're uncertain, right? You're sitting on the fence. You're not sure if you should go on this side of the fence or if you should go on that side of the fence. Well, guess what sitting on the fence does? It hurts your ass because that fence pole is going up your ass. So when Trick says uncertainty is a killer, he's exactly right. Because sitting on that fence, not making a decision one way or the other, hurts you in the ass. That is a problem. Robert Melvin says Zach talks about it all the time, as well into the XRP buyback. Good comedy. That's my point. These people out there, these influencers, these shillers are so deep in the red that they come up with all these cockamamie bullshit strategies in hopes that it gets traction so that they can exit and dump on you. I mean, come on again. How can we talk XRP buyback when we're at 49 cents? Do you remember the article I did a couple days ago where the one guy said XRP to $1 million? I was like, for real, if you would have said XRP to $1, I at least would have given you like an ounce of credit. I can't give you credit if you're telling XRP to $1 million. Come on now. Come on now. And we have to think about that. How can crypto really moon if no one is really using the stuff? And for all those banks in Japan that are using XRP, they're doing over-the-counter transactions. That would be over-the-counter sales and transactions do nothing to native token price. Robert Melvin says, if Canada gets a CBDC, I'm expatriating. I totally agree. If your country that you live in right now were to get a CBDC, I would tell you to get the out of there so fast. If the United States gets a CBDC, you know where I'm going? I'm probably going to Phnom Penh. Maybe Thailand. Yes, exactly. Because CBDCs are bad. CBDCs are how they can control you. They can control your spending. They would know exactly what you spend your money on. They could take money away from you because it would be programmable. CBDCs are programmable to do whatever the F they want with it. That's dangerous. That is very, very dangerous. So that's kind of what I have to ask all of you. What's the real utility in crypto? Who is really using? Now, BNB, I understand the utility of BNB. That is the backbone of Binance's chain, right? So if Binance is going to have 200 million or billion, whatever the hell it is in assets and all these users, I understand that. Ryan says, Klaus, do you have an end of the year prediction for the crypto market? Honestly, it depends on the pre-election pump. If Jerome Powell can do, and what I got up here is the rate cuts. If on the 18th of September, if on the September contract, we can actually get a cut, crypto could be up. Crypto could easily be up. Ian Yeager says, I left Canada. Now West Africa, living the dream. 2 new wives too. 12 times my beach acres. Dude, I gotta be honest with you. I wouldn't do 2 wives because 1 wife is plenty. I have enough time keeping up like with my 1 wife. Just throwing out there. Ian says, my utility is growing bananas. Exactly. And if I were to say, Ian, my guy, do you take payment in XRP? He's gonna be like, no, but I'll take some gold. I'll take some silver. You know, I might take a little bit of USDC, maybe. Yeah, just throwing it out there. Sniff says there's nowhere to go. I think that's the sad part, Sniff. I think you're right. I think a lot of countries aren't as juicy as they used to. Robert Melvin says they'll use your money for bail-in purposes to save their butts. Yeah, it was like when they confiscated gold. You don't want them to confiscate your crypto or CBDCs. None of that stuff. So be very careful out there. The narratives that are being spilled. Simone says, be back at 2, guys. Got to get ready for work. Thank you, Simone. Appreciate the support. Everyone give Simone a a warm goodbye. We'll see you later, Simone. Let's see. Ian says, I'm getting 3 more wives. That pick is my front yard. Yup, I take crypto. Look, Ian, if you want to keep your money, don't keep adding wives to the mix. That is not a good financial thing. Don't do it. More wives equal less money. Just throwing it out there, okay? More wives, less money. Manny says a little late, but I made it. Manny, they paused, or not, they didn't pause. They're going to pause rates, but CPI came in at 3.3, which is way too high. We have totally gone sideways now, and that is dangerous. Very, very dangerous. Sniff is like, hey, stop kissing that stupid wall. Interesting. Ryan says, can you give any other examples of speculative markets? Oh, I can totally give you an example of speculative markets. One of the biggest speculative markets was oil. Okay, watch here. Let me show you something really quick here. Let me do this. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna show you what I mean with oil, and this is gonna blow your mind. All right. So now oil, remember, was speculative, but also has usage, okay? But the speculative nature of oil can really ruin things. Okay, check this out. See this in 2008? Look at this. See this oil price in 2008? I'm going to show this with you. Okay, so oil was trading around $50 a barrel, $40 a barrel in 2004, okay? Now, 4 years later, oil just went on an absolute tear. In fact, in 1 year from 2007, oil went from $60 all the way to $150 a barrel. That was all based on speculation. That wasn't based on demand. That wasn't based on usage. And then that bubble popped. That was a speculative bubble in the oil market. There was more people trading it, more people driving up the price on hopium, more people driving up the price on futures contracts. And then when we realized when the housing crash happened and we're like, wait a minute, we're not using all this oil. Wait a minute, we're not building as much as people are saying. The price of it crashed and crashed way heavy from $150 to a low of right around $40. So the oil market is super speculative and goes through speculative bubbles. They put now some breakers in the way. They put some new measures, some new regulations in the way that would stop that speculative market from going out of control again. So Ryan, oil in 2007 to 2008, specifically the 2004-2008 run of oil, was a speculative market that went out of control where people were using leverage in order to speculate deeper on the market, drive up the price of contract oil without taking contract delivery. And what happened was when these contracts were exercised, right, when they were kicked in, no one wanted it and oil crashed. All right. Now, were there people using oil? Yeah, of course, we all used oil. But the thing was, Ryan, there were so many people out there saying, oh, we're going to keep building houses. We're going to keep needing construction vehicles. We're going to build highways. We're going to build all this stuff. And what happened was none of that really came to fruition. So it was a speculative bubble. You want to know what another speculative bubble was? Beanie Babies. Beanie Babies. Seriously, there was a speculative bubble in Beanie Babies. So when you think about that as well, there's speculative bubbles all over. And you have to ask yourself the same thing. Remember like when the Princess Di Beanie Baby was super expensive? Yeah, it was only super expensive because people wanted it. Then as soon as people didn't want it, its value went away. See, that's the problem with crypto, is if no one is really taking it for payment, if there's really no usage, if there's really no utility, are people going to keep wanting it? Or is it going to be speculative like Beanie Baby? See, Bitcoin has a very different speculative usage, okay? Bitcoin's usage is a hedge against inflations. It's a hedge against government screwing with your money. It's a hedge against things, very much like gold, okay? So Bitcoin is not so much speculative as it is a store of value. Gold has some speculative properties, but is majority a store of value. Housing has more speculation, but has less. Robert Melvin, fidget spinners. Yeah, remember fidget spinners? You'd spin that stuff. It was made for people with ADHD. I think it was just made for people that like to play with stuff with their hands. If you want to play with stuff and use your hands, you have two choices. You could play with the meat down below. Girls, you could flick the old bean. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. Or you could touch the subscribe and like button and the notification bell. Oh, you don't just have to use the hands to play with yourself. You can use the hands to do something like touching the like button. But fidget spinners is another good one. There was this hysteria about it. They were selling on eBay for more than what you could buy them for at stores because there was a shortage. That speculative asset drove the price up. And then what happened was no one wanted fidget spinners, and now they became worth next to nothing. So these speculative markets out there they're all over the place, and they pop up and they go away. Bitcoin, not as speculative. Bitcoin, a store of value. ETH, yes, store of value, but has a higher speculative asset. Okay? So what we look at here is you want to look at things that have real utility. You want to look at things that have a lasting utility. You want to look at things that people want, right? More and more companies are dumping treasury reserve assets into Bitcoin. They're using it as a long-term store of value. There's quite a few. There's now healthcare companies, not even crypto companies, healthcare companies now that are using Bitcoin as a store of value. They don't want to keep cash on their books. I did a story about a week ago about a healthcare company that added Bitcoin to their treasury. What happened was that they did that. Their stock went up instantly because people are like, dude, that's a really good hedge against inflation. So I think we just have to really take a step back, and we have to make sure that we get rid of the emotion on all of this, right? Get rid of the hype, get rid of the hopium, get rid of the rectums that tell you there's going to be a buyback and all the bullshit, all the crypto hulks out there that provide you with oh, check out this proof that I found, and the proof they found has like his name written on it because it's fake AF. No, you got to go to real usage, man. What things out there are we really using? What about housing? Everyone needs a house, right? So that's why homes hold their value so well, because everyone needs a home. Robert Melvin is right. Do tell us, Joseph. Tell us. Joseph says, I made my decision. We're putting Joseph on the spot, guys. Rev, I got your back. Suspense now, Joseph. What's your decision that you made? But I think that's why we're watching rates. We're watching rates because if rates go down, that means speculative assets can go up. Why? Because it would be cheaper to go on those things. Think about this, right? When do you want to spend money? When you have it, right? You don't want to spend money when it's expensive. You want to spend money when you have it. Would you rather buy a car paying 10% APR, or would you rather buy a car when it's 2% APR? Would you rather buy a house at 8%, or would you rather buy a house at 3%? Same thing. Would you rather speculate on risky crypto, right? When money is expensive? Or would you rather spend money on crypto when it's cheap? Oh, Joseph Fenny said You said the like button or meat, Klaus. I know, Joseph. We're waiting for your answer. Which one? Melvin says, don't forget about Crypto Geek. Oh, yeah. And that's what I'm saying. All these hyped up predictions inflate that speculative market, not the usage market. And that's what this article was talking about from Forbes about the good for nothing blockchains. What they're saying is, hey, it's more speculation than it is reality. Ryan says, on a scale of 1 to 10, how speculative is XRP? Ryan, I'll ask you a question before I answer that. Are you comparing XRP to all the crypto market, or would you want to compare XRP to like every asset class in the globe? Answer that question, Ryan, and I'll answer how speculative is XRP to that. Mr. Office Serial says, touches Klaus's button. If you want to touch my button, you're welcome to do that. My OnlyFans account will be up soon. I would appreciate for everyone to touch that button. No, I'm just kidding. I don't have an OnlyFans. But Ryan, for real, let me know if you want me to compare on a scale of 1 to 10 XRP's speculative aspect compared to the crypto market, or XRP as a speculative asset compared to all markets, because there is a difference. There is a big, big difference between those two. But that's what this article, they're even talking about ICP, saying, hey, look, ICP only made $246,000 in fees. That's not a lot. That's not a lot at all. And they've got a lot of money in the old treasury. So we got to be careful there. We have to be careful with speculative versus store value. Ryan says the total market. Okay. On a scale, Ryan asked this, okay? Ryan says, on a scale of 1 to 10, how speculative is XRP to the entire market? XRP is way up there. You're talking like an 8 out of 10. In terms of like crazy speculative things in the entire market, your meme stuff and like your celebrity meme stuff would be like your 10 out of 10. Craziest risky stuff, your micro coin stuff, your micro cap stuff, those are your 10 out of 10s. Super speculative. In terms of like what would be like close to like a 1 out of 2, you're looking at gold as being like a 1 out of 2 on the speculative. There's not much speculative action. It's more store of value. True Dukel says that was a good chuckle, Klaus. Hey, man, I'm just throwing it out there, right? You got to support the channel. Speculative assets, that's the big thing. And you have to go back to that, right? So when you look at XLM, let's just talk about XLM super fast, right? Oh, bro, smart contracts, bro, Sorban. Look at the chart up on that screen. Does that chart tell you usage utility adoption, or does it tell you a speculative asset where the bubble popped when rates were cheap, and now that rates are high, people don't want to put money into it? See, that's what you have to look at. You have to look at the supply of money, and you have to look at the performance. So as money became more expensive for XLM, let's draw, okay? As money became more expensive for XLM, look what happened to the price. The price went down and has gone sideways as rates have stayed high. Why? Because it is a very highly speculative asset with very little use case. Is there utility with XLM? Of course there is. There's really good with utility with XLM. But how many of us are sending money across borders cheaply? How many of us are sending money back and forth to each other? There's not a lot. Now, how many of us are buying and trading XLM? Well, not as many right now. Hey, girlfriend, what's up? Aaron Brooks, how are you doing, my guy? That's the thing. So as you see, as monetary conditions got tighter, XLM went down in price. As rates have stayed higher, it's gone essentially sideways. It's gone sideways for 2 years. And I'm not going to say who, like a fucking owl, but this guy right here said that XLM was going to be 10 cents over 2 years ago. I saw the speculative bubble popping more than 2 years ago, and it stayed right there. I've called it, and I've been like, I think the only influencer, and I'm not an influencer, I'm a news channel. I became one of the only people on YouTube when XLM was above 20 cents saying, this is going to get 10 cents, and it's going to stay. And I've been calling it for 2 years. Meanwhile, you had people out there that were telling you left and right, XLM is going to be $100. XLM is going to be... They built their channels on that, and now they don't even talk about XLM anymore. So which channel was lying to you? The one that was trying to fill you up with hopium and speculative bullshit? Or the channel that told you while Stellar was 25 cents, I told you it was going to go to 10 and stay at 10? This channel. Why? Because of monetary conditions. Train station, choo-choo, bitches. The train is going back to the station. QueryMan183 says, you don't get rich in safe assets. You need those high speculative assets to do that if you're broke. Yeah, and you have to ask yourself, where are the big players putting their money? In the safer plays. They're putting it in Bitcoin, right? They are. They're putting it in ETH a little bit less. They're putting it into where venture capital is pumping money in. They're following the backs of venture capital. Frankie says, welcome back to the train. Jump on. Yeah, exactly. This train is just making loops. How many of you out there listening to influencers telling you, oh, the train has left the station, trying to make you think that there is fear that you're missing out. Oh my God, the train is leaving the station. I'm so fearful I'm going to miss out. What are you missing out on? In fact, here, let me do this. I'm going to share with you a tweet. You want to see a tweet? I've got all this stuff saved. No, there's no porn links on my favorites. I got rid of that. That's on my laptop. That's right here. There's only porno on the laptop. But let me show you something real quick here. I'm going to show you a tweet, okay? Let me see if I can... I'm going to see if I can find it here real quick. Give me a second here. Give me a second. I gotta find it because this was a real good one. It may have even been deleted. I think they may have deleted this tweet. Let me look if I can find it on here. Hold on a second here. Oh, that sucks. Hold on, I gotta find it. But there was a tweet that said, you're never gonna see XRP prices this low again. I gotta see if I can find that announcement. Just give me a split second, everyone here. Give me a split second here. Hold on. I gotta find it. Anyways, if I don't find it, then, oh well, I'll find it later and I'll share it with y'all. But my point behind here is that people kept saying, oh, you're never gonna get XRP price at 60 cents. Remember when the Taurus pump happened and all the influencers were out there saying, you better buy XRP now. You're only going to buy XRP now. The brand voice says your info is only based on your same train song. XLM is being used and developed in Russia. Do the math on that. No. That's not true. That's not true. Where is XLM in Russia price action happening? Where does this chart right here over the last 2 years say, yeah, someone is using it? No. This whole thing with like Russia using XRP, Russia using XLM, that's not true, you guys. It's just not true. I'm sorry, it's not. Calculon says, where's the laptop? The laptop's right here. That's what this is right here for everyone. This is my laptop right here. Davian Thunderbunk says, bro, we need you for president. I don't know if I'd be the best president. I'd be doing bong rips in the Oval Office. Because in DC it's legal. So I would be like in the Oval Office. But that's federal land, so I don't think it's legal there. I'd have to change the law. That's what I would have to do. I'd have to change the law. But think about that, though. Like, does this chart here say speculative bubble that popped? Or does this chart here say, bro, we're building the next thing? The brand voices prove it. It's easy, dude. You can't prove it. You can't prove that BRICS is using XRP because it's not real, because there's no real articles. There's no real data. You think that XLM is being used? Yeah, Aaron Brooks is right. This is sideways AF. This right here tells you a speculative bubble that popped. What about XRP? Same thing. A speculative bubble that popped. You don't think XRP is speculative? Then why did XRP pump with the Taurus action and then drop afterwards? Joe Buddy says, this channel's dude was a centric show in the beginning because their performance sucked, Joe. Because during all this time, there was all this hype about building. All this time, there was hype about usage. And none of it came true. None of it came true. So Joe Buddy, things change. Joe Buddy, when I was a kid,
I believed in Santa. Do I still believe in Santa now? Fuck no. Why? Because you realize the lies are fake. Joe Buddy, do you believe in the tooth fairy still? Do you believe in all the lies 2 years ago that XRP is going to be built? Oh, the Russian stock market's going to be built on XRP. Lies, lies, lies. These are all speculative bubbles. What about this speculative bubble right here? Do you remember this in late October? I'll read the whole thing, Joe. I'm not a coward. You really think I'm a coward? You're dumb as shit, man. Joe Buddy says this dude's channel was an XRP-centric show in the beginning. Now that it's not performing, he's trying to act like he never supported. No, I bring the news good or bad. I have watched you since your all right days, liar. No, I bring the news good or bad. So if the White Sox, hold on everyone, let me do this because Joe Buddy doesn't understand this. And Joe Buddy, let me tell you, man, this is the problem. Life changes, my guy. All right? Life freaking changes. Give me a second here. I am a White Sox fan. All right? I wear my White Sox gear all the time. When the White Sox won the World Series in 2005, I was very bullish on the White Sox. When the White Sox went to the playoffs, I was very bullish. Now that the White Sox have traded their best pitcher, now that the White Sox have a freaking minor league team playing in the majors, do I think that they're doing good? Hell no. Am I a fan? Yes, of course. But I'm not going to sit here and say, yay, go White Sox. We're in dead last. I bring the news whether it's good or bad. Was the news regarding XRP a couple years ago good? Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Is the news regarding XRP good right now? No, it's not. And that's the whole thing. People get mad at me for bringing the news. Maybe you should get mad at Ripple for not doing anything with XRP. And Joe, you ain't calling out anyone, all right? And that's the whole thing. Joe is so heavily invested that you're deep in the red, my guy. You're upset that you bought into the FOMO, and I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry that you watched all those channels. I'm neutral. When things are good, I bring good stories. When things are bad, I bring bad stories. Plain and simple. But if all of XRP stuff, if 2-3 years ago they're telling me bro adoption, bro utility, bro banks, you know what I'm going to say? Bro, it's been a couple years and none of that has been proven true. So I'm not going to keep believing it, just like the tooth fairy. Right, Joe? And that's the whole thing. Joe, you got to be smart, man. You got to understand that, you know what? People can fool you in the short term, but you can't be fooled for long term. Joe, if you're sitting here and if you're looking at XRP and if you're looking at XLM and you're like, oh man, XLM is going to moon. This chart says shit about mooning. So when I said, hey, I'm not buying XLM anymore, when I said XLM is going to crash to 10 cents, guess what? I didn't waste my time with it. Ooh, sorry. Get a little raspy in the throat. And that's the whole thing. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, dude, XLM is going to moon. Oh, XRP is going to moon. No. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to say all the stuff they've talked about over the last few years has not proven true. What about all those price predictions from some of our favorite crypto people out there telling us, oh my God, XRP is going to hit $100,000 once we break out of this descending triangle bullshit pattern? No, it's fake. What about the fact that XRP on Torres action, on getting clarity from Torres, couldn't even hold the price? Dude, if you don't know what a speculative asset is, you're going to get jacked, man. You are going to get wrecked. Joe, if you think that the economy and if you think all these projects are the same as they were 3 years ago, you are going to get wrecked. XRPL, that's open source. XLM, that's open source, which means anyone can build the same thing. Which one has doubled in the last year? Bitcoin. Toncoin has more than tripled. It's a mess. Yeah, Joe needs to kiss something. I don't think it's that wall. But for real, What has XRP, what has Ripple proven? When Ripple got clarity from Judge Torres, did Ripple put XRP on the liquidity hub on Ripple payment system? No, they didn't. They didn't support XRP. What about all those talks about David Schwartz flipping the switch? Oh yeah, when did that happen? I mean, come on, you're gonna sit here for 2-3 years hyping the exact same thing? That's not how this works. Hold on, let me find my one folder. I've got something I gotta show you here. Give me a second here. Give me a second. I gotta show you a skeleton, okay? This is the XRP skeleton. All right? Look at all this stuff that the skeleton is reading. $30,000 buyback. Bricks using XRP and XBL. Switch flipping the. None of this stuff is real, man. None of this stuff is real. And that's the whole deal, dude. You guys are all being filled all this hope. What about ISO? Oh, bro, with ISO, no, ISO didn't do shit. It didn't do shit. So if you're going to sit here and if you're going to hop on speculative assets and keep touting them, it's a problem. Why do you think, and I'm going to put XLM up on the screen. You guys know exactly who I'm talking about. Who is a influencer out there that was shilling the hell out of XLM, shilling the crap out of it, and now they don't even do a video on XLM anymore? See, I still do videos on XLM telling you the truth about it. They don't. They don't at all. I bring the news whether it's good or bad. Good or bad. Just like I'm a White Sox fan, and I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, bro, White Sox in the playoffs. White Sox in the playoffs, man. White Sox 2024. No, what I'm going to say is I'm still a fan. I'm going to still buy jerseys. I'm going to still support the team. You guys, I am a beat reporter. I cover XRP whether it's good or bad. Plain and simple. I make money on XRP going down. I make money on XRP going up. So am I smart or stupid? I think I'm pretty smart because I make money no matter what. See how that works? You talk about speculative assets, and I'm open with my channel. I've been open with people with how I do my stuff. I even do live streams where I tell you, hey, I'm selling this, I'm selling this, I'm buying this, I'm buying this. You watch the live streams, I tell you all the time. So yeah, XRP, touting it out there. I still report the news like a beat reporter. I make money on news, good or bad. When XRP in the Torres pump happened, I made money on it because views were juicy. But guess what? I made a shitload of money reporting on the crash post-Torres announcement. So when XRP went from 90 cents or 80 cents, whatever the hell it was with the Torres pump, I made money on that. I also made money on the price going down because of views. More monkey business says Pepe killed XLM and XRP. Yeah, it's what's hot. People want hot. So people come here for the news. They don't come here to be shilled. They don't come here for me to go, oh, bro, I can't show you my source. Or here's my favorite, right? How many people see this, right? See it. Oh, did you know that Bricks and XRPL is going to be used for Russia's stock market? And then this is what their source looks like. It's a name written on a piece of paper. I bring the real stuff. You can't handle it. This ain't the channel for you. You want to be filled with hopium? You want me to tell you that Santa's real? The Easter Bunny's real? You want me to tell you that everything outside that door is going good? You want me to tell you that housing is cheap? You want me to tell you that cars are cheap and gas is cheap? Dude, you're on the wrong channel. I bring it whether it's good or bad. So just remember, I'm a Sox fan. I'm an XRP fan. But if XRP is not performing, I'm not going to go, yay! Good job. No, hell no. I'm going to call it the fuck out. I'm going to call the coaches out on XRP too. I'm going to call the coaches out on the Sox. I'm going to call the CEOs out and say, you know what? Your performance sucks. Sucks, sucks, sucks. I'm not going to sit here and say, you know, this chart on the screen tells me that you guys are doing good. No, that'd be a lie to you. And that's why this channel keeps growing. Because I bring the news, whether it's good or bad, happy or sad. Are there people out there like Joe that can't handle it? Yeah. Joe talks about me not being able to man up. Dude, Joe, I make money on news. I make money on news. So now, am I smart or stupid making money on a market that is speculative, manipulated, and a total mess? Remember that. Remember all the people that make money, they only make money when crypto goes up. I make money on whether crypto goes up or down. As long as I make videos, I make money on it. So who's the real idiot? People that are believing in XRP buybacks? Or people on the other side of the camera that make money whether the news is good or bad? See, and I can bring the truth, and I will keep bringing the truth. Nudes? Yeah, I'll make money on nudes. Sniff, that's a good idea. Trick says the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Klaus is the man. And Trick gets where I'm coming from. Trick and I share a whole bunch of emails with each other. And we talk about exactly this. We talk about the truth. We talk about the reality. Just throwing it out there. And it's true. I could easily have a bigger channel, and I've talked to Trick about this. I could easily have a much bigger channel right now, like all the hopium pumpers. All right? On all the hopium pumpers. All right? I could easily do that, but I don't want to do that because that's not right. I don't believe in lying to people. I'm going to tell you how it is. I'm going to tell you if it's good or bad, if it sucks. When I look at the heat map, what do I see? I see Bitcoin 2xing on store of value play. Do you see a speculative play on XRP? No, you don't. You sure as hell don't. Just throwing it out there. The gold rush. Trick is going to understand this one. Do you want to know how I learned what to do, what I do? The gold rush. Who made money in the gold rush? Anyone out there? There were some people that made money. Very few. Very few people actually made money in the gold rush. Seriously. Very, very few people actually made money in the gold rush. But every person that sold picks and shovels, every person that sold gold carts is the ones that made money. Those are the ones that made money. See, I'm selling picks and shovels in the crypto industry. Digital currency says not all the news you peddle is real. As much as I try to verify everything I do, and when I make a mistake, I admit it. I even do videos about making mistakes. I don't delete them, I leave them up. Pretty simple. So that's the deal. What do y'all want to talk about? Because we got inflation data that came in hot. Housing came in way too hot. Way too hot. Dank Rose says, I missed the CPI data coming in. What was the verdict? CPI came in at 3.3. I've got it up on the screen right here. We're sideways. This is not good. Knockout New says 3.3. Thank you, Knockout New. Suppliers made money. And that's my point. Suppliers, yeah, suppliers of news, suppliers of stablecoin made money. That's the deal. Joe Knight says, so what would you say is good to invest in right now? What's your tolerance for risk versus reward? Think about it. Everyone thought that Bitcoin was not worth it. Dude, you're more than 2x'd on a store of value play. Talk about risk versus reward. There was very little risk in Bitcoin and the reward was huge. No wonder Bitcoin has been roaring. If ETH gets an ETF, you could see more action there. DeFi. I love DeFi. I friggin' love DeFi. And I'm with you, digital currency. The market is manipulated AF. It is. It is totally manipulated. But I love DeFi. I wish real DeFi would exist. And I'm talking about the real DeFi where governments don't get involved, where regs don't get involved, where people could make pools and do that themselves. I think DeFi, like pure DeFi, I think is beautiful. I really do. I think pure DeFi is amazing. And I'm a big proponent of pure DeFi. But you got to remember, a lot of DeFi out there is fairly centralized, right? Even though it is DeFi, it's pretty centralized, you know? Like, there's a lot of holders at the top. That's a little rough. Digital currency wants to talk about how manipulated the market is. You bet your butt this market is manipulated. If we're hanging out, and all of a sudden, there's a housing crash. No, I think ETH could get an ETF. I think you're going to see some wonkiness with the ETF. I do. I think ETH has a chance. After ETH, I don't know, man. I don't buy the whole Solana would be next on an ETF. I struggle with Solana ETF. I think that's too much of a risk for Gary Gensler to give them the old "you're good" thing. But the markets are definitely manipulated because when you look at it, the crash happened to almost every crypto out there and the chart looked the same. This dip right here that you can see right where the cursor is. Yeah, there were a few that bucked that trend, you know, but that's the deal. Joe Knight says, I'm just trying to follow the money. Joe, it's not that this is advice. I'm telling you what I can tell you based on what I've reported. What I can tell you is this. If you see a whole bunch of influencers out there pumping a specific token, be very careful because they're going to dump the F out of that one. Let's talk about HBAR. HBAR's been pumped a whole bunch, and now look at it. It's only at 9.2. I don't know. That's a little weird. What about memes? People have loved meme. Meme has been hot lately. Why is meme hot? Because meme has been heavy risk, but also there's been some big reward. If you've gotten into Dog with Hat and PayPay, you have done very well over this last year. I think that's very... What about Not? Not is showing up. If anyone doesn't know about Not, you don't know about Ton. Not is something that's showing up more and more and more on the radar. I am the seller of picks and shovels. Exactly. I sell you information. So if you are invested in a laggard like XLM and XRP, your best bet of getting out of that laggard is to what? Hope for rates to go down. Hope for rates to go down. Reverend Funky says, I try to put my pennies next to the big boys' bucks. I'll tell you all exactly, okay? Exactly how I do stuff, okay? I have some money in boring stuff. I have some money in some not some boring stuff. I've got some money in some real estate. I've got some money in some hard goods like machinery. I've got some speculative assets on the crypto side. I've got some very stable stuff on the crypto side. I've got things spread out so that like I can make sure that my butt is covered no matter what happens. I have tons of jewelry. I have tons of silver diamond earrings like you see in this bag right here. I have tons, just all sorts of different stuff. So that whatever is popping, I can make money on it. I'm not attached to anything. I have zero emotional attachment. I don't care about hodling to the moon. I don't care about any of that. I've made money by continuously stacking and making gains over my life. I bought my first house when I was 20 years old. I took a lot of risk, but I got a lot of reward out of it. All right. At one point in time, about 5 years ago, I had 3 homes. Yeah, I had 3 houses. I was stretched and stressed as shit. But guess when I sold those houses, when the market started going up. If I see a boat that's super cheap, I live by a lot of water. There's a lot of water by me. If I see a boat super cheap and I know I can fix the motor on the boat and buy a boat and flip it for 2 to 3x, I'll do that. I'm not married to anything. I have no emotional attachment to anything I own. And Frankie, I'm going to be keeping an eye on that HBAR news. In fact, I'm going to do you one better. I'm going to mark it down here really quick so that I can cover it. HBAR Frankfurt. All right, I got it right there. So I got you, Frankie. So yeah, what are my plans? My plans are whatever the opportunities that the market tells me. I went on a big selling spree of gold. I love gold and I love silver, but I told you all a long time ago, well, not too long, maybe like a month and a half ago, that I'm selling it. I sold tons of gold, zeros and zeros and zeros worth of gold. And I love gold, but I was up a big percentage, so why not? So that's kind of what I'm trying to tell everyone out there is it's not about being married to something. It's not about believing in the hopium. It's about making money. It's about using the news and the information. All right? It's about looking past the bullshit. It's about looking past all the stupid hopium crapper. Oh, XLM is going to moon. How? It's fucking dead, man. It's dead. Store of value play? Store of value is very much alive. You don't think store of value is alive? Why is Bitcoin at 69,000? Store of value. Sniff says, Klaus, I have 2 ex-military friends living in South Carolina. Love the state. That's where I live. One bought a 3-bedroom, 2-bedroom house sitting on an acre for $175,000. Yeah, housing. Seriously, I bought lots of houses over my life. I've made tons of money on buying homes. right? I wasn't attached to my house. Was it hard as a parent? Was it hard as a husband to tell my wife and kids, hey guys, we're going to move? Yeah, they thought it was tough. But guess what? As soon as we moved, and as soon as we sold our house and made money on it, I gave my kids all money from every time we sold a house. I always share with my family. And all of a sudden, my kids and my wife are like, oh, so this house that we were living in, we could get money out of it too? This is freaking cool. Don't be attached. Don't be attached. People are selling shovels, and that's the idea. That's the idea. People are selling shovels. Now, digital currency says market makers want you to think XLM and XRP are dead. Put it this way, right? Put it this way. You never get time back. So while people have been waiting for XRP and XLM to move over the last 2 years, you've lost all of that time. Meanwhile, during that time, I've played several gold pumps. I've played a silver pump. I can't even tell you how many cars I sold because I had a whole bunch of cars. And then when the Rona happened and car prices went through the roof, I sold a bunch of cars for a shitload of money. So I didn't waste time. And you have to be very careful. Do not waste your time. What else do? I pay attention to when the Fed is going to be doing their rates. Why? Because when the Fed lowers rates, a rising tide floats all ships. The Fed lowering rates rises the tide of global markets. So what do? I start looking at Fed contracts. I start looking at probabilities. And I'm like, oh, cool, this is how I do it. Don't be attached to anything. I could find like a bulldozer. And if I see this bulldozer and I'm like, yo, I could make $15,000 on it, I will buy it tomorrow and I will sell that bad boy. I don't give a crap if I could make more. No, if I can make money on it, I flip it, it's gone. I'm not emotional about it and I move on. I'm heavily diversified. I have zero debt. I own everything. Life is good. Life is good. So that's how I do it as this channel. I tell you guys honestly what I do. I tell you why I do it and how I do it. I don't lie to you. I tell you if shit's good. I tell you if shit's bad. I sell you the news. In a risky market, I don't have to take the risk because I sell the true utility, and the true utility is news. Joe Buddy says, Rick, semi-retired at 53. Yeah, I got to quit my corporate job and fuck around. I get to troll people, Joe Buddy, and I did that at 38. 38. Since I've been 38, I get to screw around all day. It's freaking awesome. Freaking awesome. What pressure do I have? I make a video or two a day. I buy a car here and there and flip it. I buy some gold and flip it. Life is freaking awesome. I have zero pressure. How do you think I can train 16 to 20 hours a week? How do you think I could do all these ultra marathons? Because I got time. I got time, man. I got the asset that everyone wants but don't have. Time. And it's juicy. And I love it. Chris says, XRP is down 20%. The worst crypto in the top 10 and will continue to fall outside the top 10 next 4 weeks. Also, Ripple keeps dumping millions of XRP each month, which impacts the price. Yeah, it's centralized and it's pre-mined. Trick says, I was 33 when I saw the light. Life is good. And Trick understands exactly what I'm talking about. It's time. If Trick and I, all right, if Trick and I see that time is the most valuable thing, there's an importance to that. You never get time back. A lot of us would trade a lot of money that we have for time. And Joe, for someone who doesn't like my channel, you sure spend a lot of time here watching, supporting the algorithm. So Joe, I'm selling picks and shovels and making money off of your ad revenue too. So this is freaking awesome. I'm making money off of haters. Who else can do that? And such is the news. All right, everyone, we're going to end the stream at 9:45 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you've got some questions and if you've got some comments, bring them on now because we've got 4 minutes and then we will end the live stream. But for now, the big story is inflation stayed way too high, which means the odds of Jerome Powell cutting rates is pretty much next to zero. In fact, we are at 99.9% chance that he's going to pause. Pause. So if he pauses, What are we thinking? Pre-election pump, September contract is our chance. Michael Watson says, 100% quality content. Thanks, Klaus. You're very welcome, Michael. You're very, very welcome here. If you want hope for a market to pump, even the laggards, even the poorest of performers, look for it to happen before September. Because remember, it's buy the rumors, sell the news in this market. So if the news is released September 18th about the rate cuts coming down, or a rate cut happening, you would want to get ahead on that action. I'm telling you, pay attention to the flow of money. So short the shitcoin. Dude, you can make tons of money shorting. Oh my God, can you make tons of money shorting in crypto? Seriously. One of the easiest ways to make money shorting on crypto, watch the fear and greed index. Watch the fear and greed index, man. You have to. You watch that fear and greed index and watch that bad boy start spiking up. You know exactly when to short. Petrodollar collapse. I don't know, man. There's still a lot of people that use petrodollar, so collapse, no. Correction, definitely. John Slack says, what's up, big homie? Butt homie, thanks, John. Dude, doing good, man. I'm feeling pretty good. I might actually start running tomorrow. I'm probably going to lift today. We've got another live stream today at 2 p.m. Eastern time if you want to hang out with us. Why? That's Jerome Powell and rates. Ian says, I just made money shorting Jasmine. Dude, I don't care how people make money. Make money, man. Don't buy into BS. Don't get suckered into hype and hopium. Pay attention to the financial news and just make more wins than losses. You will not win on every play, but as long as you have more wins than losses, you will be a winner. That is what it's all about. All about. Seriously, you're not going to win them all. You're not. Just stack more wins than losses. Robert Melvin says, hey, Joe, don't forget to slap the like button like the doctor did and watch the doorknob on the way out. Oh, even haters are welcome. You guys notice that too? I don't even ban haters on this channel. Why? Because I believe everyone should have a fair shake at the news. I don't live in an echo chamber on this channel like some of the other channels out there where if you don't agree with them, they ban you. I don't do that. I let everyone rip on me because I could give a crap because views are views. Whether they're good or bad, you get paid. Ian Yeager says, the pressure's at the top, small compared to as long as historical pressure is here, the more I'm learning, boss. I think what you're going to see is if we start getting this to come down like in the 3.0s and high 2s, I think you're going to see a lot more of the crypto market pivot to more green. And if we could time it with the election here in the United States, if we could get a favorable election July 4th with the UK, you could have a really, really good economic situation at the end of this year. I think you could really, really have a good situation at the end of this year. If I have any fans of Russell 2000, if you want to know like a good market indicator for stock markets and when like the global economy is doing better, pay attention to the Russell 2000. When the Russell 2000 starts turning around, which is a lot of small cap stuff, a lot of riskier small cap stuff, when the riskier small cap stuff starts turning around, that's a really good indicator that the economy itself is starting to pivot and get out of its way. John Slack says, I think Jasmine is going to surprise people this run. Frankie, I know, got into Jasmine cheap, and Frankie even says, I got into Jasmine under 1 penny. Well done, Frankie. I love hearing people making money. Making money. Ian Yeager says, I like you, dude. Real down to earth, man. Thanks. No, dude, I am. I'm a very down to earth person. I tell people how it is. I've just been blessed. I've made some very good decisions early on in my life. I took some risks. I have taken some rewards, and I've been able to be humble about it. Oh, shit. I just knocked some of my lighting over. Oh, my God. That is not good because those lights are glass. Let me see here. Let me see. I'm gonna read some more comments. Give me a split second here as I knock my lights over. Pancho Hernandez says, Klaus, you pissed the shit out of me listening to how you smack down the tokens I hold, but I'm a subscriber to your channel and I watch all the time. Keep up the good work. And Pancho, I'm with you on that. It's not easy. It is. It's not easy to be a news channel bringing up news about things performing bad. It's not. But you at least got to be real with people. You got to be honest. Or would you guys rather me be like the rectum with buybacks? Come on now, everyone. We don't need buyback rectum news 24/7. We don't need that. Joe Rice says, in before Klaus says girl. No, I said girlfriend. Girlfriend. And yeah, Pancho, I'm with Trick. I love your honesty too. I don't want people to like me. I just want people to know that, hey, if you want news that's not BS, if you don't want hopium, if you want news good or bad, this is the resource to use, or one of the resources to use. I'm not here to make friends. Am I glad when I do make friends through the channel? Oh, it's awesome. I think it's freaking so cool. But remember, what is my job? My job is to bring the news, whether it's good or bad. My job is to sell picks and shovels. So, Pancho, it's totally okay for you to hate me. I have no hard feelings toward you. Just know that whatever stories I bring, it's both good and bad. All right, everyone, what we are going to do is we are going to play some tunage. I think the Rev probably knows what kind of tunes we're going to bring. What I want everyone to do is to make sure that you say goodbye to everyone in the chat, because remember, we are a really tight group here. Jack Tran says, I love your ordinary guy mentality. Yeah, I'm a very ordinary guy. I retired at 38. I at once owned over 3 homes. I had 3 homes. I can't tell you how many cars that I've had all at once, like, and cool stuff too. But none of that matters. I'm a very humble person. I wear hoodies all the time. I'm just a basic everyday guy that likes to keep it real. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to play some tunes. Okay. We're going to play some tunes here. I want to make sure that y'all say goodbye to each other in the chat. I'm going to hang out with you all on the chat as well. So let me do this. Let me kill the camera. I'm going to kill the mic, play some tunes, hang out with y'all on chat. And you know the deal. I'll catch you cool cats. What, everyone? Later. And for real, I just wanted to say thank you to everyone for supporting the channel. Thank you for the well wishes to each other. Chat, you were amazing as always. And what I will do is I will catch you cool cats around 2 p.m. Eastern Time as Jerome Powell is expected to pause rates. Let's hope, though, he's not mean to us all. And let's hope that Jerome isn't rough and doesn't rip us a new one.
You're chilling in the rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite.